What's up everyone, welcome back to another video with the Millennial Finance. I can't remember the last time I invested in a SPAC. I remember the days when every single one of these SPACs would just moon before the merger even happened. Well, those were good times, we could have made so much easy money, but ever since then, I haven't even considered investing in another SPAC. However, things have changed with the recent announcement that a Malaysian company named Graphjet will be going public through a SPAC. It's a very promising company as well, so the combination of this plus my Malaysian bias has got me interested. Today, we'll talk all things about Graphjet and its pending merger with ENCP under the ticker symbol ENCP. Before we start, if you want to invest in US stocks like this, then check out Interactive Brokers or Rakuten. We have our links down in the description below. So, starting off, what is Graphjet? Graphjet is a Malaysian-based company that aims to produce graphene and graphite. Many of us may never have even heard of graphene, and that's because it was only discovered in 2004. The guys who found out about it ended up winning the Nobel Prize for Physics in 2010. The reason for this is that, as it turns out, graphene is a wonder material that is small and light, but it's also 100 times stronger than steel and is an excellent conductor of both heat and electricity. This has applications across a host of different products like smartphones, batteries, and electric vehicles. This is evident by the fact that Graphjet has already secured an exclusive partnership with Toyoda for the supply of raw materials in their electric vehicles. Now, the extra cool thing about Graphjet is that they're actually producing these from palm oil kernel shells, which is a waste product. No wonder they're based in Malaysia then, because we're one of the largest palm oil producers in the world, so supply should be plentiful. Because of this, Graphjet has a key advantage. One of the main reasons that graphene is not used widely yet is because it's so expensive to produce. Through their patent pending technology, Graphjet is hoping to reduce the price of graphene from $400 per gram to around $20 to $25 per gram. Now, moving on to the details of this company and their pending IPO. So as mentioned, Graphjet will IPO through a merger with a SPAC called ENCP under ENCP, but after this merger goes through, they will trade under the ticker symbol GTI. You can already start buying ENCP shares now, and once the merger is complete, your shares will automatically turn into GTI. As per usual for SPACs, currently the shares of ENCP are trading at around the $10 mark, and it shouldn't go below $10 before the merger completes. At the moment, the planned merger date is set for sometime in October on the Nasdaq exchange. As part of the IPO, they aim to raise $115 million for future expansion with a valuation of $1.49 billion. I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty large amount to IPO at, given current market conditions and especially given the current state of the business. So moving on now to the fundamentals of Graphjet as a company. From my current understanding, this company doesn't actually have much revenue just yet. Based on the PR and the events that they have attended, they're only planning to open their initial manufacturing plant in Kuantan sometime in 2024. That's a pretty long time for us investors to wait out, around 2 years just for them to get the ball rolling. This is especially true given the current macroeconomic conditions where people are discounting future cash flows. Post the completion of their manufacturing plant in Kuantan, they will produce 10,000 tons of graphite and 60 tons of graphene every single year, with the expected revenue of around $855 million. This is just my back of the envelope calculation. It's not really accurate, we'll have to see what they show in their investor presentation. From the Toyota deal, they also mentioned that they expect around $30 million a year from this partnership. Unfortunately, there isn't much more information beyond this as details have been very limited. Looking at things though, they seem to be at a very early stage. After all, the company was only established in 2019. However, they are expected to release their investor presentation soon, which is a common thing for companies who look to IPO in the US. This should give us sufficient information about the company, its plans, and its growth prospects, and once they release this, I will do a follow-up video going deeper into the financials and the fundamentals about this company. Because it's not available yet to all of us, I would say that it is kind of risky to invest in ENCP right now because we just don't have that much information. One thing that I did find out though after going through their 8K is that after this IPO, they're only selling about 11% of their shares to the public. Now, many of you may think this is a bad thing. Why are insiders and institutional investors holding so much? Well, to me, that is a good sign because it shows that they want skin in the game and there are big investors who are backing this company. What we don't want is a company trying to sell, 70-80% of their shares to the public, because this would scream something like exit liquidity. So personally, I've invested a small amount and I've bought 10 shares of ENCP so far. I kind of did it out of FOMO because, it's a cool concept. I saw that really good thread on Twitter and it's a Malaysian company. Also, I knew that the share price shouldn't really fall far below $10 before the merger happens in October, which is roughly where I bought it at. This is because of the way how SPACs work. Technically, every share of a SPAC, meaning ENCP, is worth $10 and you can technically redeem it for real money if you wanted to. After the merger happens, it's free game, it can fall anywhere it wants to, but before that, it's pretty safe then to buy ENCP. I bought it with my Interactive Brokers account because currently that's where it's at, but as I mentioned, Rakuten will soon add ENCP as something that all of us can buy. Since they'll be adding it sometime in September and the merger only happens in October, it still gives us around 1 month to buy these shares before the merger happens. Anyway, once the investor presentation gets released, I'll go through it, I'll discover my buyers, and I'll decide if I want to buy more, and I'll also do a video so that all of you guys get the same information as well. Anyway, that's it for today's video guys. Give us a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Let us know down in the comments below, would you invest in Graphjet? See you guys in the next one. Peace out.